Hello everyone, this is the verified official English Paper 2 Literature in English Specimen question paper issued by the Council for the session 2023 ISC. Maximum marks 80, time allowed 3 hours and candidates are allowed additional 15 minutes for only reading the paper. They must not start writing during this time. Answer all questions in section A and B. All questions are compulsory. The intended marks for questions or parts of questions are given in brackets. Section A 20 marks. MCQ, this is the difference this year. So this is going to be your first time when the students are going to write the 80 marks ISC question paper, MCQ as well as subjective answers. Question 1, and we have, my dear students, a lot of multiple choice questions on our channel, so please check the playlist. Question 1, choose the correct options for the following questions, 10 marks. And how many questions do you have? Just go through. Here, what is Ferdinand doing at the beginning of Act 3, Scene 1? He is cursing Prospero, gathering wood, planning to escape, or sighing deeply. And for these questions, you will have to read the text thoroughly. What is Ferdinand willing to become for Miranda in Act 3, Scene 1? King of Naples, a patient logman, her beloved, a traitor to Prospero. Dear students, we are going to upload the key to this specimen paper again very soon. Let us for the moment just go through the question. Next, question 3, we have the mask scene. Whom does Iris tell Ceres not to be afraid of? Question 4, where had Ariel confined the 3 men of sin in the beginning of Act 5? So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 questions from this section. After that, question 2. If you get all questions right, all the 10 questions right, you will easily get 20 out of 20. Therefore, do not neglect the multiple choice questions section and we will help you with that. Check the playlist and study hard. After that, another change this time. Complete the following sentence by providing a reason for each. Now, I am loving this new pattern. This is really challenging as well as interesting for the students. 10 marks for question 2. In Act 3, Scene 1 of the Tempest, Miranda disobeyed her father and crept out to meet Ferdinand because. And you will now have to complete the following sentence, following question by providing a reason for each. This is tough. This is tough and you need to study really hard for this. At the end of Act 3 of the Tempest, Prospero is not surprised at the love that has blossomed between Miranda and Ferdinand because. Here again you have 10 questions. So you will have to write 10 reasons for your 10 questions. Section B, 60 marks, and now the long questions, subjective questions. The Tempest. Question 3. Referring closely to Act 4 of the play, explain why Prospero ends the mask suddenly. What does he tell Ferdinand about the impermanence of the world? Oh my God, we have this in our playlist. Kindly check the playlist for this particular answer and you will get a solution to this question. We will now again reorganize our playlist in order to suit your needs and demands. My dear students of ICSE session 2023. With close reference to Act 3, Scene 2 of the play, describe the plot that Caliban hatches to murder Prospero. 5 marks. So question 3, how many questions do you have? Just go through this question paper right now. 1, 2 and then 3, the mask, very important. And then 3, you have a choice, 10 marks. Referring closely to the mask presented by Prospero for Ferdinand and Miranda, explain the purpose of the mask. After that, referring closely to the interaction between Prospero and Alonso in Act 5 of the play, describe the changes that you notice in both these characters. There must be a suitable introduction and a suitable appropriate conclusion, and divide your answers in multiple paragraphs. How to write a subjective question and answer. You will have to practice this section as well. Echoes now. So from the Tempest you will have 3 questions, 2 questions each carrying 5 marks, and the third question you will have a choice and the marks allotted is 10. Echoes, prose, the sound machine. Again 1, 2, 5 and 5, and then 3 you will have a choice. Referring closely to the short story, The Sound Machine, describe the events that occurred when Klausner went to the park with his sound machine. Now there are many settings in the story, The Sound Machine, the workshed, the makeshift laboratory, and then there is the park, and then there is the garden as well. So you will have to focus on the setting, the park specifically over here. Next, describe the interaction between Miss Meadows and the science mistress in the short story, The Singing Lesson. And here you will have to comment on the behavior of Miss Meadows. Again, we have answers. All these answers already uploaded for the session 2021-22. You may check those answers because I feel that these materials, these reference materials are going to be helpful. What do you conclude about the struggles and challenges faced by women from the short story, The Story of an Hour? Or the cold becomes a character in the short story to build a fire. That is the importance of the setting to build a fire. Setting as a character. Do you agree? Give your views by referring to the story. In this section, you will have to express your own viewpoints. You will have to write the answers from your interpretation of the text. And remember, English literature is subjective. Therefore, your interpretation, your understanding of the text is going to be crucial. You will have summary, you will have reference materials. You will also learn them by heart. But at the examination hall, you will have to adjust your style according to the question given to you. So, prose. It's time for poetry. Question 5, again 5, 5 and 10. In the poem Crossing the Bar, discuss why the thought of death poses no fear for the poet. What do you think is the poet's attitude towards death? Music makers are change makers, movers and shakers. How is this conveyed in the poem? We are the music makers. After this, again 10 marks, 2 questions. You will have to choose anyone and you will have to write the answer. My dear students, this is how your board question paper is going to look like. So prepare following these guidelines provided by the council. Stick to this pattern and start practicing from now on.